Alex Chalabi. I just got out of the RISE event here in Washington, D.C. I'm the retiring chairman of Mobinail. At the same time, I'm the chairman of an institute here in town in Washington called the Tahrir Institute for Middle East Policy. I've been involved with RISE since a year ago, exactly. This time last year, RISE had its first event in Boston, Massachusetts, at Harvard University, and it was a brilliant event. And I kind of got sold on RISE and have been quite involved with it and worked closely with Dr. Mona Mouafi and very, very strong supporter of this wonderful organization. I think today's event was superseded or rather exceeded the Boston event. Although the Boston event was wonderful, but this was a very well attended event. Of course, being in Washington draws some people from the U.S. government and from other think tanks in this town, so policymakers, policy influencers. So the attendance was very much engaged. The presentations were brilliant. The young entrepreneurs from Egypt focusing on education and some environmental projects. Just brilliant presentations. The first panel I was part of was a little bit more general. It was chaired by Mona Mouafi, and we had a representative from the World Bank and another person, in addition to myself, and someone from the UK, an economist, and someone who's worked with government, with the Egyptian government. So it was truly a great day, and was very happy to be part of it. Egypt is a very promising market. Youth in Egypt comprise the majority of Egyptians, and youth hold the future of Egypt. And important as Egypt is geographically, politically, culturally in the region, I think a lot people kind of are banking on Egypt being a success story, and you can only succeed in Egypt with the success by building the entrepreneurial spirit in our youth and having them assume responsibility from early on in their lives, and we hand them the baton so they will be our future.
Hello everyone, I'm Mutwali Magdi, the marketing manager of RISE-MEI. It was an honor being here today with all the panels members and with RISE Group and the other attendees. Actually, I want to share some impressions about the panel and the event itself. The panel was very insightful. Jennifer was really, she really knows what's going on in Egypt. Her advice is just very insightful and useful to us. Also, I have the opportunity to showcase our work with RISE-MEI and the recycling activities we are doing in Egypt, and our future vision and plans for the future and the expansion we are doing both for the electronic waste and the solid waste. Also, the educational plan is really insightful about Egypt's educational future, how the change is going to be, and then Muhammad really did a great job in analyzing the situation, the current situation in Egypt.
My name is Anda Shafai. I work in investment management in Boston. Have been passionate about the Middle East and Egypt specifically, and my whole life I've been looking for ways and opportunities to be an active participant in the development dialogue in the region. Happened to stumble across RISE, and it's been a phenomenal experience since, and learning about the companies that RISE works with, and as well as the unique approach that it employs. So I'm happy to be a volunteer with the organization and to help the staff with the development of the organization as well as its businesses. I thought the event today was phenomenal. I thought that there was a great distribution of speakers and topics, which you don't rarely get with these sorts of events. I love that we actually got to hear from the businesses themselves, talk about their experiences. It really allowed me, someone who's not in the region, a hands-on, real-time view of what it's like to be an entrepreneur in Egypt. So thank you, RISE, for organizing that.
Well, Middle East Institute had Mona Mawafi from RISE on a panel about a year and a half ago, brought to our attention this very interesting initiative to reach out and mentor or provide other support services to young entrepreneurs. And so we were delighted that she came to us again to organize today's symposium. I thought we were very fortunate in lining up the group of speakers that we did. The level of discussion about economic structures and legal structures, regulatory structures in Egypt, the sort of headwinds that the entrepreneurs are facing, I thought was terrific in every one of the panels. And we had stories and examples from the micro level up to the macro and policy level of realities in Egypt. So I thought it was very successful and very informative. It was a great audience reaction. We had Mona as a panelist about a year and a half ago. Happens to have been before my time with MEI. It's part of our purpose for being to be networked with activists in all fields of endeavor in the Middle East and their partners in the United States. And so I was very fortunate that we had this connection. We were aware of Mona's work, aware of the organization, and we're very, very pleased that she came to us with the idea for today's symposium.
So my name is Alia. I work with Tahiyya Academy, which is organization that focuses on online and offline education. I'm leading the Learners Program team. And today's event is brilliant because it's actually connecting people who work in several organizations with the Egyptian entrepreneurs to make a global network that can help each other, giving us support, giving us guidance, giving us networks, connecting us with people that might provide help and might provide investment to our organizations. The event is of a high profile, great network and great people and great questions. The panels was very, very interesting. All the discussions was of a great benefit for us. RISE Egypt, I joined the fellowship 1 year back. It's a great initiative because it's basically providing Egyptian entrepreneurs with the support, training, network, contacts. This is what we want at this point of time. Everything in the country back home is very challenging and the support is a little support. So having RISE with our side, giving us capacity building, trainings, getting us here in the States is a great opportunity to develop ourselves, to develop our management skills, and also to get connected with people that can help us grow our businesses. So the event was great. It was very well organized. The panelists were great. The discussions were to the point. They were very transparent. They were adding a lot of knowledge to our information, and the focus was basically on the entrepreneurs, which is rarely when you go to any other events you find the spotlights on high-profile people. While today all the focus was on the entrepreneurs, which is really good to show what we do and to show the whole world that we're actually surviving, and among all the challenges we have, we're still surviving and we're actually achieving success.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, I'm Rana El-Karoubi. I'm co-founder and chief strategy and science officer of an MIT startup called Affectiva. I'm also co-chair of TechWedi, a non-for-profit organization that bridges the Silicon Valley community of professionals and the Arab world. So I'm very excited about how the ecosystem of entrepreneurship is developing in the Arab region, and specifically in Egypt. TechWedi has very synergistic relationships with RISE Egypt, and we work closely together to support the startups that are coming out of the region and kind of providing mentorship models and acceleration for some of these startups. I was particularly impressed today by 3 of the startups that spoke. They're women-led, very inspiring, doing great social development work. So it was great to meet them in person, and hopefully we'll be able to provide some help for them.
So I've been part of RISE for almost a year now. Educati got selected last year. We attended the launch event, and since then RISE has been working with us on identifying our primary needs and challenges. And for us, it's been basically two. The research part, which is basically because we want to have an evidence-based approach in the impact that we're doing. And the other aspect is basically about connecting us with organizations that are doing similar work. So basically spotting best practices around the world for us to be able to learn from. So Educate-Me was selected among the first batch of RISE Fellows. And we're currently here in DC in order to attend our first accelerator program, particularly focused on workshops around research and design thinking, governance and so on, and also visiting like-minded organizations in the US and in Colombia that are also working on education. I actually loved the event. I thought it was very genuine and people were very open. The discussions were extremely inspiring, and there were always people with conflicting ideas, and nobody was keeping them to themselves, so it actually enriched the conversation. And I think it was also very interesting in terms of discussing the macro and also the like both the micro and the macro levels, speaking about not just education or environment, but also more of the bigger picture in terms of where the country is going. So I found it to be really interesting.
Hello, I'm Amina Sari, and I'm co-founder of Helm Egypt. We started Helm about 3 years ago, and when we joined the RISE Fellowship Program, it was a shift in many things, because I was part of NIGMA before, and we won first prize. So the experience of RISE is really incredible, because we got to experience so many things so far. Like, it's only the beginning of the acceleration program, but still the process that we're going through, it's so inspirational, because you're getting, what RISE is doing is that they are trying to see exactly what Helm needs and customize a program for us that is really what we need. So it's not just like spending time like any other entrepreneurship competition, or it's not like, you know, normal gatherings. It's actually people who care about what we're doing. Egyptians and non-Egyptians who are interested to develop Egypt in specific. And since I've been here so far, I've been part of the Enabling Conference. So what Helm does is we focus on persons with disabilities and how they are developed and how to create an accessible environment for them in Egypt. So it was incredible for us. It was like Disneyland for me to be part of the Enabling Conference, because we got to be part of such an amazing place with everybody with different disabilities are there, everybody who does different work for accessibility. So that was a huge it was amazing for Helm, because we got so many contacts of people who want to help in exactly that, and the accessibility project in specific. And also today is also amazing of how the people are so happy and how supportive they are. We have people coming up and saying that they felt that they came here from New York and other states, and they're so excited, and that it was worthwhile, and that they've never heard about such amazing projects before, and they've been to other entrepreneurship competitions and other entrepreneurship pitches. So it's quite inspirational and quite reassuring for what we're doing, and it will help us go through the whole process that could be including a lot of struggles. So thank you.
النهارده كان يوم حلو قوي، عشان كان في ناس كتير قوي من امريكا ومن مصر، وكانت بصراحه حاجه very inspirational، لان كان في الناس جايه عشان خاطر تسمع ازاي احنا هنغير مصر، ازاي احنا عندنا حاجه ممكن نعمل بيها فرق. فده اثر جامد جدا في ازاي احنا حاسين ان ايه ده في مشاكل كتير قوي بنقابلها، وفي حاجات كتير جدا ممكن نكون struggles بتوقفنا ان احنا نعمل او نجود المكان اللي احنا عايزينه as fast as we want to. بس actually السبورت بتاع البانلز، ازاي هم ناس في different fields زي الاديوكيشن زي التريننج، وزي هم شايفين ان احنا we're going on the right track، وان هم بيحاولوا ينصحونا ازاي ان احنا نتويك our programs عشان خاطر تفت في الكالتشر بتاعتنا. فبصراحه مش موضوع بس ان احنا بنقابل ناس who are specialists وناس هتساعدنا، بس it's also about الاحساس ان احنا ممكن ده يعمل في ازاي هيقدروا يسبورتوا حالهم في حاجه زي كده. ف it was a lovely experience.